Hey guys, I'm back with another video. A lot of you either in my Twitch stream or my one-on-one coaching sessions have been asking for very straightforward, easy to follow weapon guides. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I've done some of these in the past, but I'm going to break these down into a video guide. So we're going to do 1 through 30 Horde and Alliance two-hand, 30 to 60 Horde and Alliance two-hand, and then do the same exact thing for dual wield. So we're going to go ahead and start here with our 1 through 30 Horde two-handed. In the background here, you can see me taking some pre-bits on one of my many 60 hardcore warriors. Again, those are all on my stream if you'd like to watch. Now, a lot of these guides give you a lot of information vomit, and they provide you weapons that really aren't realistic to get because you can use them at level 21, but they're 29 mobs. I'm really only going to give you 7 to 8, maybe 9 options between level 10 to 30. Now, why we're going to start at level 10 is simply because I'm not going to assume what race that you're picking. So we're not going to go over every single level 4 white item that you should be using for that race. It's pretty self-explanatory. We're going to start right at level 10. And that's because that's when you can start learning or buying weapon skills from weapon trainers. Now at level 10, I am going to recommend that you buy at least one weapon skill, and that's Staves for Horde, because while people think wearing Staves is goofy, really 1 through 30, your main options are Staves, and you're going to find out here pretty quick. So I do recommend right at level 10, learning Staves from the weapon trainer. You can get that either in Thunderbluff or Ogremar. So right at level 11, I'm going to recommend you the quarterstaff. The quarterstaff is just an item that you can buy in any major city. And right at level 11, that provides you a ton of DPS for not a lot of money. Or your alternative option here is the Cauldron Stir. This is the quest in the Barrens, right in the Crossroads, where you need to go get the 4 fungal cap. Very easy quest that you can do at a low level. And then all you have to do is just deliver those to Thunderbluff and you get the Cauldron Stir. Now, how easy it is to not only do this quest, but also find a port to get to Thunderbluff and then just fly right back is extremely easy. And you can technically do this quest at level 11 if you're careful and avoid the centaurs over at the Oasis. So after that, Cauldron Stir is pretty much going to last you all the way until Axe of Ogremar, which comes from the main RFC chain. Everybody should be picking up Axe of Ogremar, and by then you are going to be level 14, 15, 16, possibly even 17. So you should have other weapons learned by then. So one that I would recommend, simply because you're going to be using Whirlwind Axe later, is two-handed axes. An Axe of Ogremar is a axe that will carry you for pretty much all the way until our next option. Now, an alternative option is the two-handed Wicked Mace that you can actually buy off a vendor very easy. It's that goblin that pats from Ratchet to Crossroads, and he has that ogre bodyguard with him. You're going to look for Heavy Spiked Mace. It should cost you about 73 silver. If you do not get Axe of Ogremar, that is your other option at that level. I do want to add a quick throw in here. I don't mention, or I don't recommend, the Zover Axe, which is off of the quest chain from the Harpy Raiders in the Barrens or Crossroads at the top of the tower, simply because of the amount of work that you have to do to actually get that axe. And believe it or not, the RFC chain and getting Axe of Ogremar for essentially free is a lot more worth than that axe, simply because you have to walk back and forth to the Harpies 3 times, and by then you already grow 4 to 5 levels. I just don't really see that axe as worth it. And a lot of people, honestly, at least I do, skip that chain because of the amount of work, and you can get a lot easier leveling in the Barrens than walking back and forth doing those Harpies. Now, those two are going to last you all the way until Big Daddy Crescent Staff. It's well known now that Crescent Staff is great. It's easily the best weapon at that level, and it will last you, if you're pretty skimpy with your weapon choices, all the way from 19, 20, 21 to your Whirlwind Axe. Now, you can technically get the Crescent Staff very early. We have some of our warriors in hardcore that are like re-leveling. Get it simply at level 10, 11, 12, because you can zone in at Wailing Caverns at that level and you bring in a high level to carry you. But obviously, if you're running a normal group and you don't do it until then, you're going to be looking at level 19, 20 to 21 getting that. Now, for some reason, if you're like me and you forget to grab the gem, I've done that, or your inventory's full and you completely miss picking up a gem from that Horde quest, if you somehow get Living Root to drop and no other caster wants it, that is your other option. So the Living Root is actually right in Wailing Caverns, but it's a boss drop, so obviously RNG. So going from Crescent Staff to Living Root, your options are pretty slim. You are looking at either buying a BOE, which again, I'm not going to recommend, but there is a lot of BOE options out there that you could possibly get for cheap, either on Dream Scythe or Night Slayer. A lot of the hardcore weapons, Doom Hauler, are pretty expensive for no reason. The same exact reason why I don't recommend Arch War Axe at level 21 from SFK and the Demolition Hammer from Weapons of Choice in Camp T. Weapons of Choice is an extremely dangerous quest. You can technically use the mace at level 21, but down there you have the stealth, you have the war frenzies that are easily hit level 25. I've even seen some at level 26, and it's just crowded with stealth mobs. There's no way you're going to get it actually at that level unless you have a group. But again, the same reason I don't mention Arch War Axe is because technically, yes, that's a level 21 weapon, but you don't, especially if you're tanking, you should not be tanking SFK at level 21. To me, getting that at level 21 is just not realistic. I do want to be clear that after Crescent Staff or Living Root, your options are extremely limited. And this is where you see some of these guides that are just a bunch of information vomit that are providing you weapons that you will just simply not be able to do, especially at a hardcore level, because a lot of them require level 25, 26, 27, and the mobs are in the 30s or mid 30s. So unless you have a high level carrying you or you're getting boosted, there's really no way for you to actually get these weapons. So this is the only time I either recommend finding a BOE, even a green or a mid, 20s to late 20s item. Otherwise, you need to do some dungeon farming. And I know this is really hard for some of those hardcore players, but we have Strike of the Hydra of the last boss, who Akamai in Black Fathom Deeps. Now, maybe you can try your luck, but every hardcore player should at least be going in there once or twice. There's good quests, good XP. And then obviously on the dual wield side, you get Outlaw Saber as well, which we're not going to talk about in this video. Otherwise, you have Corpse Maker, which is a level 28 axe with a great attack speed. It's got strength on it. And it's relatively easy to farm from a Dream Scythe to a Night Slayer level. You just have to run in and kill Ram Tusk. There's maybe 6, 7, 8 pulls until you get there. Obviously on hardcore, not an ideal farm because you can only do the dungeons once every 24 hours. However, you can at least try an RFK. I know at least on my stream, I run 3 to 4 times before I'm even done. You get insanely good XP in there. So again, you're from Crescent Staff to Whirlwind, your options are extremely limited, which is why we always put a massive emphasis on Crescent Staff or getting Living Root in the same dungeon, because then your options are either Strike of the Hydra, Corpse Maker, or you got to cough up some cash and get a BOE until you're level 30 Whirlwind Axe carry, or somebody, a friend helps you get it at level 30. I hope this video helped. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys another time.